Hello, friends of Virtuoso IQ. In this report, we will clarify the clouds around the Cinco de Mayo, September 15th and September 16th, as those dates relate to the Mexican independence. Do Mexico have three, two, or just one Independence Day? Why does Cinco de Mayo appear to have more notoriety than any other Mexican historical date? Many people think that Mexico's independence is May 5th. However, that is not the case. Mexicans commemorate the Mexican Army's victory over the French Empire at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. The Battle of Puebla was not a decisive win that ended the war between Mexico and France, but it was a huge symbolic and morale boosting victory for the Mexican people. An outnumbered and poorly equipped Mexican army, led by General Ignacio Zaragoza, defeated a much larger and better equipped French force that at the time was considered one of the most powerful armies in the world. The victory showed Mexico's determination and bravery in the face of foreign aggression. Cinco de Mayo has more notoriety in the United States than any other date in Mexican history because it is a symbol of resistance and solidarity. Secondly, because the first celebrations of Cinco de Mayo began in California shortly after the battle as a symbol of their own fight for civil rights against foreign intervention. And finally, because Cinco de Mayo has evolved into a broader celebration of Mexican American culture and heritage, particularly during the Chicano movement in the 60s and 70s. It became a day to express cultural pride and identity. Mexico's independence is September 16th. The Grito de Dolores, or the Cry of Dolores, is a pivotal event in Mexican history that is considered the start of the Mexican War of Independence. On the morning of September 16, 1810, in the town of Dolores, Mexico, a Catholic priest named Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla rang his church bell and gave a passionate speech to his congregation. He called upon the people to rise up against the Spanish colonial government, demanding the end of Spanish rule, racial equality, and land redistribution. The speech ignited a rebellion. The Grito de Dolores inspired thousands of people, particularly indigenous peoples and mestizos, to join Hidalgo and fight for their freedom. While Hidalgo was eventually captured and executed in 1811, his call to arms sparked a long and bloody war that ultimately led to Mexico's independence in 1821. Today, El Grito de Dolores is reenacted every year on the eve of the Mexican Independence Day, that is September 15th, by the President of Mexico and other officials throughout the country. It is a powerful and patriotic ceremony that commemorates the nation's fight for freedom. The founding fathers of Mexico are Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. We know about his famous speech and El Grito de Dolores. Jose Maria Morelos, another priest who took over the leadership of the independence movement after Hidalgo's death. He proved to be a more effective military strategist and politician, and his forces were instrumental in the war. He convened the Congress of Chilpancingo, which formally declared Mexico's independence in 1813. He was also captured and executed in 1815. The third founding father of Mexican independence is Vicente Guerrero, a guerrilla leader who continued the fight for independence after the deaths of Hidalgo and Morelos. He later became the second president of Mexico. The first one was Guadalupe Victoria. The last founding father of Mexico is Agustin de Iturbide, a royalist military officer who initially fought against the insurgents. However, he eventually switched sides and allied with Vicente Guerrero. Together, they developed the Plan of Iguala, which laid out the terms for Mexican independence. Iturbide's leadership and the support of his army were crucial in bringing the war to an end in 1821. He briefly served as the first emperor of Mexico before being dethroned. There you have it, friends of Virtuoso IQ, and you have been empowered through Virtuoso IQ 1793. Please subscribe to my non-for-profit YouTube channel, Virtuoso IQ 1793. Thank you for your time and attention.